everyone, back with another video on this beautiful Labor Day. All you can hear is just the nature. There's no one out here, so I'm not at my usual spot. I'm just at a park about 10 minutes away from my usual spot. I tried to film at the other location, but there were a ton of people there, so this place is honestly, I think, a lot better. It's beautiful over here. It's isolated. There's a park right there, but no one's there, so it's just a beautiful day at a beautiful spot. So I'm honestly very happy I found it. I've never been here before. I was just looking for another park I could film at since the other one was pretty full of people. But this seems like a great location. So yeah, maybe this will be my new spot for videos. But getting right into the videos, so today is the 6th of September 2021 and it is Labor Day, so it's Monday. And my last video was in December of 2020, so it's been quite a while. It's been about 8-9 months since I've had a video, but which is pretty normal. I usually upload around twice a year, I believe, so it's not crazy that I'm doing this at the end of summer, but I guess I do have quite a few updates to get to and things that changed in my life. First one being school. So school is starting tomorrow for me. My last video I said I was taking online classes, and this time I'm taking 2 online classes but 1 in-person class. So the in-person class starts tomorrow, so it'll be my first day in an actual classroom since my undergrad, so in a few years. And again, I'm taking MBA courses to get my MBA, and I should be graduating next year if everything goes smoothly. So just a couple more semesters left, but yeah, like I said, I'm taking 3 classes, 9 credit hours total at UWM, so University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and that'll be starting up tomorrow for my in-person class, and then 2 online classes. So I don't really know what to expect. I think it'll be pretty similar to last year when I took 3 classes, and I got an A and 2 Bs last year, so I don't think it should be too bad. And I also did get a new tripod, so usually my videos were like level with the grass, so I would like set my phone up on like my jacket or something so so the grass blades wouldn't get exactly in the way. But now I have a tripod, so it's lifted probably about 6 inches above the grass, so it should be a little better. Blades of grass won't get in the way anymore. So yeah, no, I'm really liking this tripod though. A lot easier to film videos or these kinds of videos, or if I like do a basketball video or something, I like that a lot more. So it was definitely worth the purchase. But yeah, getting right into, I guess, some of the stuff I talked in my last video. So I just rewatched that video, and that was when masks were mandated in Wisconsin. So yeah, I was talking about the mandates in Wisconsin, and currently there are no mandates in Illinois or Wisconsin, I believe. So it was mandated for a while, and then the vaccines rolled out, because I was talking about the vaccines in my previous video. They didn't roll out fully yet, but now they're completely rolled out, and I think one of the vaccines is now FDA approved. So previously the vaccines were rolled out on emergency use by the government, so it didn't have to have FDA approval, but now everything's approved by the FDA, or I don't think everything, I think one of the vaccines is at least, which means a lot of people are now vaccinated. A majority of Americans, I believe, are vaccinated now, and things are basically opening back up. A lot of people aren't wearing masks in grocery stores. I mean, a lot of people still are, but I see a lot of people not wearing masks. All the indoor activities are pretty much open, so things are getting back to normal, which is really good, except for one caveat, so the Delta variant. So I think this is a relatively new variant within the last few months that came out. I don't know much about diseases, so I guess it's just some kind of mutation of the original COVID-19, and it's a little different. Maybe the symptoms are a little bit different. And the vaccine, I don't think, works against the Delta variant, which could obviously cause a lot of issues. So again, I'm not an expert in the subject. I don't know that much about it, but I do know the Delta variant is out there, and it's a variant of COVID-19 that is different, obviously, from the original COVID-19 virus. So that's something to kind of look out for. We might actually go back to mask mandates. I think they're talking about that again because of this variant, or possibly other variants as well. But right now, there's no mandates in Wisconsin, at least. There might be a mandate in, I think there actually might be a mandate in Chicago, in like Cook County or something. But I'm not sure. I live in Wisconsin, obviously, so I'm just here to visit the family on occasion. But in Wisconsin, yeah, I'm sure that there's currently no mandate to like walk inside grocery stores or anything with a mask like there used to be. So we'll see how that goes. But with a lot of the vaccines rolled out, I personally don't have a vaccine. I think I'm in the minority with that. I mean, and my reasoning is for not getting a vaccine is I never really get vaccines. So I have a very good immune system. I very rarely get sick. And I never get the flu vaccine. Like, there's a flu shot every year that you can get. I don't think I've ever gotten that. Not that I can remember, at least. Probably when I was younger I did. But ever since I was an adult, I never got the flu vaccine. So COVID symptoms are very similar to the flu. And I'm in a very low bracket of death from getting this disease. Extremely low. Like, I think less than 0.02% is my chance of dying if I was to get COVID, since I'm in a good age range to fight against it. I'm healthy. I naturally have a good immune system, and I exercise, and I eat well. And I'm not obese. I don't have severe underlying conditions that would compromise my risk if I got COVID. So for those reasons, I didn't get the vaccine. Maybe I will in the future. I'm not an anti-vax person, but like I said before, I've never gotten like flu vaccines or anything like that. So I'm not necessarily pro-vax. I just really don't care. If I was, maybe in the future I'll change my mind and get the vaccine, but currently I just feel that I don't need it. And if other people were to get the vaccine, that's good for them. They're almost certain to not get COVID with the vaccine. Or if they did get COVID with the vaccine, their symptoms are almost non-existent and they have an extremely low chance of dying. So in my opinion, if you're at high risk of death, if you get COVID, then just get the vaccine. But if you're like me in your mid-20s or something, and you're at low risk of death, you don't need to get the vaccine. But if you want, you can. You know, it's a free country. I'm all about that freedom. So a bunch of geese are kind of ruining the audio here. They'll pass in a minute. But that's kind of my thoughts on the vaccine. So will I get it in the future? Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. Now on to a different topic. In my last video I said I was going to try and run a 5-minute mile. That kind of fell apart. I don't really care about running a 5-minute mile anymore, at least not right now. I'm going to go back into long distance running. So preferably a marathon is what I want to be training for. I'm currently nowhere near that. I ran a marathon, as I explained on my YouTube video a few years ago. I ran a marathon in 2018 for my 21st birthday. It wasn't an official marathon, but it was 26.2 miles. And I want to run another one. So my time was 4 hours and 2 minutes. So I really want to get under that 4-hour mark. And I know I can, because that's a 9-minute, 11-second pace. Towards the end of the marathon, I was cramping up. So I was kind of like limping my way to get those 26 miles done. So I definitely am 100% sure I can beat 4 hours. I just need a little bit of training, maybe just a couple months of training, and then I can do an official marathon this time, like an actual race where I sign up and everything, maybe like the Chicago Marathon or something, and then run that, beat my time by a lot, hopefully, and just have a fun time, because I do love running. And I just recently found out about a month ago that I have stage 2 hypertension, which is very high blood pressure. I clocked in at about 160/95 for my blood pressure, which is very high, and it is at a much higher risk of heart attack or stroke because of my blood pressure. So one of the best ways to get that down is diet, as well as exercise, so cardio exercise, which is one of the reasons why I'm deciding to train for this marathon. So I want to start doing that and training long distance running again. I've ran a few times outside, nothing crazy. In the last few weeks I've probably ran like 2 to 3 miles each run, and I try and run almost every day now, because one of the things I'm feeling with this very high blood pressure is that it's hard for me to sleep. It's not painful to have this high blood pressure usually, but it's just an uncomfortable feeling, I guess, around my heart area that just makes me want to work out to kind of ease this uncomfortableness. So if it's night and I haven't done cardio and I get this bad feeling inside of me, I like need to do some push-ups or something, because I think it kind of relieves some of that pressure if my blood pressure is being used to pump blood to my different muscles. That's kind of my theory. I don't exactly know why it works, but like if I roll out of bed and do some push-ups, I'll feel a lot better inside. I can avoid all this. I think there was a squirrel up there, but I can avoid all this by like doing cardio consistently, and then my heart feels a lot better, presumably because my blood pressure is decreasing. I haven't checked it in about a week or so, but I'm trying to do cardio every day now, and I used to only do it probably like 3 times a week. So every day I'm either running, and when I'm sore, my muscles are sore of running, I am on the bike. So those are kind of what I do when I'm in the gym. And then when it's weekends and I don't go to the gym, I just like shoot basketballs and kind of run around the basketball court a little bit, probably for like an hour. So that's my cardio on weekends usually, if I'm not running. So I try and do cardio every day though. And it definitely has been helping. I mean, when I got this, I guess, diagnosis of stage 2 hypertension, I was not living a very healthy lifestyle. Sodium, I had a ton of sodium, which increases blood pressure. And now I'm trying to cut out the vast majority of sodium. So I think I would probably have around 3,000 to 4,000 milligrams of sodium a day. And now I'm cutting it down to as strict as I can, around 1,000 milligrams. And the average adult should be having about around 2,000, I think. Or the daily intake is, I think, around 2,500 milligrams. But it's like healthy to get under 2,000, but I'm striving for about 1,000. So it's hard to do because like I'm looking at labels and it's like everything has sodium. It's like even like 1% milk has 125 milligrams of sodium in milk. Like I didn't know milk even had sodium. So it's really opening my eyes up to a lot of different dietary restrictions that I'm going to need to implement on myself. But it's also, you know, good for me. I am feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a lot healthier by having this strict diet. And I'm also cutting out a lot of sugar and stuff like that, mostly to help my running so that I can run more, which helps my heart and all that stuff. So really been focusing on diet and exercise to try and bring down my blood pressure. And that's one of the reasons I decided relatively recently, probably a few weeks ago, that I did want to run another marathon. So I'll be trained for that. No idea when I'm going to actually run that, but I'm thinking it'll be either this year or next year. Yeah, I think that Chicago Marathon is like in October, and I kind of wanted to run that. Maybe Milwaukee has one, so I might run that. But it just depends when it is and how prepared I am. So I have no idea when I'm going to be prepared enough to have that stamina to run the 26.2. But I'm just going to keep working at it slowly and build myself up. Then when I think I'm ready for it, I'll probably just sign up for the next closest marathon in whatever city or town that offers some. So that's kind of my plan with that. And then I just got back from New York about a week ago. So visited my father up there. Very fun. We didn't do too much. There was a hurricane, I think Hurricane Henry, over on the East Coast. And that hurricane kind of created a lot of rainy weather, unfortunately. So because of that, it kind of messed up some of the plans we were going to do. I wanted to go to Manhattan for one of the days there, but I really didn't want to. I think the city was kind of a little bit flooded and stuff like that, and the subways, I saw some videos where subways were flooded a little bit, so I ended up not going to Manhattan, just went upstate New York to visit my father and his mother, so my grandmother up there. So that was pretty fun. But yeah, just did a lot of work out in like the fields, just did a lot of hiking. Luckily it was only raining 3 days, so the other 4 days I was there was pretty much completely sunny and nice weather, so it was super fun to do that. But yeah, it was just a good time to see him, take the dog. He has a German Shepherd, so take the dog up there, kind of go hiking and just explore the woods and stuff. He owns about 50 acres of land up in New York, so that was super fun. But other than that, yeah, I didn't do too much in New York. Definitely happy to be back though. It's like completely isolated up there. Didn't really see many people, so although I am an introvert and I do love my solitude, I can't have it for too long, otherwise I might go crazy. So a week is perfect, I think, and then it's good to be back in Wisconsin and around all my coworkers, which leads me to my next change. I did get a new job, same company, still work at Uline, but I was a credit analyst and now I am a financial analyst in FP&A, so financial planning and analysis. And I got that job, I started mid-June, I think June 12th or June 14th was my start date, so that's when I moved over from credit to FP&A. So I've been there a few months now, starting to get the hang of things a little bit more. Basically it's a lot of analytical work, it's a lot of doing reports, memos, and then publishing those memos, sending them to upper management, sometimes presenting. So we have like mid-years we have to do that we present to upper management. I had my mid-year on travel expenses. Basically I had to see the changes in travel year over year, and month over month, stuff like that, to see what kind of trends we had, see why travel increased or decreased, all that kind of stuff. And I had to present my findings to upper management. Had that presentation I think about a month ago, so I think that went pretty well. We also do budgeting and forecasting for the company, so I think we're gonna get into that pretty soon here. But yeah, basically still learning the job, still learning how to do everything, still learning SQL. SQL is one of the things we're gonna be using a lot, so I'm trying to get SQL down, which is super difficult to learn in my opinion, so still trying to work on that. But it's a good job. I don't know how long I'm going to be in this position. I'm thinking it's like a 2 to 3 year position for me, while I get my MBA and then graduate with my MBA, probably stay there a little longer and then find a different position, whether it be within Uline, which I would like, but I might obviously find a different company that I want to work for, and then move out of Uline. So it all kind of depends, but right now I'm thinking this position is going to be 2 to 3 years, I'm guessing, just based on what I'm doing here. But that could obviously change. I'm still very new to the job. I might want to work longer or work less, who knows, but it's a lot of work. It's 45 hours a week at least, so usually I'm working a little over 45, which is averaging 9 hours a day, so it's definitely a lot of work, but I'm learning so much, so obviously that's what I want to do in the beginning stages of my career here, just learn as much as I can while I move up the chain. But it's fun. I enjoy my coworkers. They're very nice, very helpful, learning a lot from all them, so it's a good position. I did move buildings, so when I was in credit I was in one building that they have at the campus, and now I'm in a different building, so definitely a new atmosphere that I'm trying to get used to. But everything is good, and I definitely still like the company, so I'd want to work here for a while, hopefully. Other than that, I think that's probably around all I had to update with my life. Future plans, I'm going to be running a 5K in a couple weeks. So at the University of Wisconsin Whitewater, which is about probably an hour away, maybe a little longer from where I live, I'm going to be running a 5K. And I haven't ran a 5K since I ran it in Burlington, which was 2 years ago in 2019. I think my time was 7:20 per mile averaged, which, whatever, multiply that by about 3 was my total time. So I think a little over 21 minutes, maybe like 21, 22 minutes. So I want to try and beat that time. I want to try and get around 7-minute mile average. So right around that 21-minute mark for the 5K. 5Ks are about 3 miles, slightly over 3 miles. So I'll be running that in a couple weeks. That'll be fun to get back in a race. It's been, like I said, a couple years since I've ran a 5K, which is the last time I ran a race. So that should be fun. Gonna prepare for that. That's actually only in like a week. So don't have too much more time to prepare for that one. But I think I'll be fine. Like I said, I've been eating a lot healthier and my stamina is increasing because of that. So I'll just do a couple more practice runs and then probably just do the 5K, hopefully get a good placement, enjoy it, that kind of stuff. Other than that, yeah, not too much has changed. Still in my same apartment in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. I do want to try and get a house within maybe the next year or two. Kind of tired of the apartment life. I kind of want my own place, want to do my own thing, and then not have people like above me or on either side of me that are making noise or anything like that. Because even if they're just walking, like you can still hear like creaks in the building. And it's like with a house, with a standalone house, you don't hear that. So I really want that privacy of just like completely being alone, having my own yard, having my own house, everything just all to myself rather than just an apartment complex where there are a bunch of other people. So that is ultimately my goal. Maybe next year or 2 years. I think I probably want to move over this. Well, my lease ends in the summer, so yeah, it's either I'm definitely gonna either move next summer or the following summer. Hopefully I can choose one of those, depending on the housing market as well. I don't know much at all about real estate, so gonna learn that, gonna learn a good time to buy, and then hopefully find a house that I like. Nothing huge, you know, probably just a couple bedroom, just for myself. Don't have a family yet or anything, but yeah, I just kind of want something to myself. So that is the plan in the relatively near future. Get a house, get out of this apartment. Somewhere in Wisconsin, because I do want to stay at Uline, like I said, for a while longer, hopefully. So somewhere in southern Wisconsin, southeast Wisconsin, pick that up. But that's not going to be for a while, so still got some time before I need to figure all that out. Yeah, just still been also reading some books, getting more into economics. So Walter E. Williams, I think is his name. I just got a book from him on economics. I'm going to start reading that. Ben Shapiro's book, I haven't really started that, but he just released a book, The Authoritarian Moment. So already have that, going to start reading that soon. But yeah, I've just got a lot of stuff to do because obviously with working 45 hours a week, training for this marathon, so running long distances, and then taking 3 classes, 3 MBA classes. It's going to be quite a bit of work for me, but I'm always down to be busy and challenge myself and work hard, so I'm definitely going to enjoy it. But yeah, this summer was so relaxed. I didn't really do too much. I just kind of worked and then chilled when I got back to my apartment, or went to the beach a few times, that kind of stuff, and everything's going to change. I think I'm going to go directly from work to like the library a lot of the days to study for my classes and get prepared on all that. So, and then when I'm not doing that, I'm going to try and be running. So it's just going to be a ridiculous amount of work for me, but I've done it before. I can do it here. So I just heard someone yell, but I mean that's a good time to wrap up the video anyway. I don't think I have too much else going on. Otherwise, in my free time, yeah, I just kind of like watch movies and stuff like that, and don't really watch TV shows much, but a lot of Netflix. When I get home, I'm usually pretty tired, so cook up some dinner. Oh yeah, some of the things I eat with this new diet, I'd say, let's see if I wrote that down. Yeah, so some of the things I eat with my diet are oatmeal, which is usually what I have for mornings. Doesn't really have any sodium. Rice, just bland rice. Chicken, just cook some chicken in olive oil. Add it to the rice. That's like no sodium. Fruits and vegetables, and then beans. So usually I add like rice, beans, a little bit of cheese, light sour cream to like a burrito, and then I eat those. Those are pretty healthy burritos for me, very low sodium. So I've been eating those for dinners. And then when I don't eat that, I usually eat rice and chicken. So like I said, I just cook up the chicken, throw it in the rice. That's easy. And then sometimes I make 2 batches, so I bring one batch to lunch. And when I don't eat that for lunch, I usually just buy a salad at work. So something very light, something very healthy. And I don't use any of that ranch. I'm sure that's full of sodium. So no dressings, just plain salad. Throw some walnuts in there because those walnuts are also pretty healthy. Unsalted, of course. So really just trying to watch my sodium intake. So it's pretty boring. Sometimes I do have cheat days. I don't only eat this crap. Sometimes I go out to a restaurant or something like that, eat a little something with some sodium, but usually I do try and stay to this diet as best I can. And once I get my blood pressure back on track, I'll probably start expanding my sodium once again and eating better foods, or tastier foods, not better in terms of health. But yeah, life's good. Summer's pretty much over, unfortunately, even though the weather's still nice. But semester's starting back up, so just gonna work hard and yeah, do the best I can with that, and hopefully buy a new car soon. Maybe next year, I'm thinking. Get rid of the Veloster Turbo, which I said in my last video I just recently got. It's a fine car, but it's small for me. Like I said, I'm 6'4", 6'5", and it is a very small car, so something a little bigger. Maybe a new car. Who knows? Oh yeah, I did also want to mention, forgot about this, I've been investing a lot more. I've been doing options strategies, so it's called the wheel strategy. Super interesting strategy, but basically financial options. So I'm gonna explain it very briefly. Hopefully this video isn't too long. Very brief explanation is so a cash secured put is where you have money in your brokerage accounts and you sell a put option. A put option is the right to sell a stock at a predetermined price. So what this strategy is I sell a put option with money in my account on a specific stock at a certain price, and then I get the premium, and basically what I do is I hope the stock price doesn't go below whatever strike price I set it for. I'm sure none of that makes any sense, because unless you know options, but if you don't know options, none of that probably makes sense. But basically, I've been doing investing strategies using options, and I just collect about maybe like $20 on average a week just for doing this strategy. I use MARA, the ticker symbol MARA, on this strategy. If you want to know more information, let me know. I love teaching this strategy because I really think it's amazing to run this strategy. Just basically get a definitive $20 a week. I mean, there is a little bit of risk in there, of course, but it's a fun strategy that I've been using to invest. So those are some screechy tires over there. Otherwise, I've also just been investing in safe stocks, so S&P 500 funds, stuff like that. My brokerage account is now up to $19,000 for Robinhood. I invested $16,000 total over the last about, when did I start that? No, a year and a half. I started right when 2020 started. That was the first time I ever invested. So it's been about a year and a half and I made $3 grand. So pretty happy about that. A lot of it was just buying and holding stocks. And then a little bit of it was from options trading. So yeah, gonna keep doing that, gonna keep growing my accounts, and keep learning, keep learning new option strategies. They're very loud over there. But yeah, I think that's about it. So obviously life's gonna be busy, but gonna keep working out, keep running, keep investing, keep learning. I'll do a quick freestyle soccer. I've been doing a little bit of freestyle here and there, not a whole lot. Trying to get back into it a little more. And there's a pond right next to me, so hopefully this ball doesn't go in there. All right, good enough. So I'll just get a quick view of the scenery. Oh, 30 minutes. That's fine. Actually, it might split it up into 2 videos. Wow. Hopefully not. But yeah, it's very nice. Some huge houses over there. Yeah, this area is very nice. I will definitely be coming back here. I'm all alone here. It's beautiful. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you whenever I post again.